So I thought I'd briefly address something raised in the comments for, that video. And no, it's not that I'm literally Goebbels because I happen to think voting for, or just not completely loathing Trump, doesn't automatically make you a white supremacist. If that's your view, then God bless and good luck to you. Rather, it's the notion that yours truly jumped the gun in pronouncing a verdict on STD, as expressed in comments such as these. Wow, you, are something else, no comma, bud. You actually reviewed a show after admitting to only watching 3 episodes. How is it a final verdict when you only watched 3 episodes? I didn't watch your whole review, and I'm not going to. Seems kind of hypocritical there. The final verdict after 3 episodes. Whatever. And then they had some kind of face, like a looking up at the ceiling face. None of these was a patch on my favourite comment, by the way. When he started with STD, I switched off. That he thinks they compete is laughable enough. One wonders quite what this person was expecting from a video entitled STD versus the Orville, the final verdict. And yes, I'm going to keep calling it STD in defiance of Star Trek naming convention. Hashtag so triggered. But anyway, so I called my video The Final Verdict, despite the fact that neither STD nor the Orville was or is anywhere near finished yet. Well, it is my final verdict in terms of which of them is better, which was kind of the point of the video, comparing the two. And yes, I could have called it My Final Verdict, but A, that's a weaker title, and B, inevitably some people would have said, My Final Verdict? Who the balls are you? But let's assume for a moment that I was purely assessing STD on its own, and that I didn't acknowledge it could improve slightly. I'm sure over time we'll get to meet more of the crew and these crude caricatures will be fleshed out. Is it unreasonable to pass judgment on a TV show or any work of art before you've seen or read or heard all or even a large part of it? Honestly, I think in most cases it isn't. For example, and I apologise, here are the first 15 seconds of a Justin Bieber song.
Can we keep each other company? Maybe we can be.
Do you really think it suddenly gets good after that, or can we call it right there? Alternatively, here's a random extract from Chapter 1 of 50 Shades of Grey. Miss Steele, could you wait here, please? She points to a seated area of white leather chairs. Behind the leather chairs is a spacious glass-walled meeting room with an equally spacious dark-wood table and at least 20 matching chairs around it. Beyond that, there is a floor-to-ceiling window with a view of the Seattle skyline that looks out through the city toward the Sound. It's a stunning vista, and I'm momentarily paralysed by the view. Wow. Do you think by chapter 26 the author will have learned how to write better than the thickest member of the slow readers group? By the way, wonderfully meritocratic, the book publishing world, don't you think? Okay, so those are 2 obviously rubbish things, and you might say, what if the work in question isn't overwhelmingly bad or good out of the gate? Well, had that been my opinion of STD, I would have hedged my bets a little when it came to predicting how it would continue. But even so, middling shows tend to remain middling. Of course, there are a few exceptions, the obvious one to mention being TNG, which, as most Trekkies would agree, only found its footing in the 3rd season. But with that show, there were promising signs even in the pilot, ropey though it was.
Unhappiness. Terrible despair.
Picard and Q facing off, Data's desire to be human, the holodeck, Worf's struggle to remain Klingon, as it were. And it was surprisingly prescient with regard to SJWs and their continual witch hunts.
In the year 2036, the new United Nations declared that no Earth citizen could be made to answer for the crimes of his race or forebears.
Objection denied. I recognize this court system as the one that agreed with that line from Shakespeare. Kill all the lawyers.
Which was done.
Leading to the rule, guilty until proven innocent.
Of course, bringing the innocent to trial would be unfair.
After over 2 hours of viewing, STD showed no such promise, and thus I had no hesitation in bailing on the show. And judging by this Midnight's Edge video from a few weeks ago, it seems I made the right call.
This show has burnt me out. This show has really fucking burnt me out, man. I tried to like these last 2 episodes so badly. Because I'm getting to the point where I'm like, okay, I gotta try and just find stuff to like about this show. And I can't. I really can't. And it's not Star Trek. This shit is getting so far removed from Star Trek that I don't know what to fucking say about it. And I'm getting literally worked up about this. And I know you were worked up before the show.
Yeah, I was worked up. Now I'm just exhausted.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say this. Stop defending this show. Stop. Just stop. This show is not clever. It's not smart. This show is insulting. It insults your intelligence. It insults you as a fan. It insults you as a science fiction fan. It insults you as a viewer. It insults you as a human being.
How did I know, eh? So yeah, I have no regrets about giving up on it, and I have indeed given it up. Besides the Orville, the only other shows I've been watching recently are Stranger Things and The Man in the High Castle. While the 80s in Britain weren't very much like American TV/movie 80s, cool bikes aside, and off-screen the guy who plays Hopper clearly has issues, I really like Stranger Things, unsurprisingly. Though I fear its success will lead to even more shitty remakes of classic 80s properties at the behest of Hollywood execs who don't understand that one of the main reasons people liked and continue to like said properties was/is their originality. And The Man in the High Castle is the kind of show where characters routinely undergo insanely rapid reversals of fortune and/or are implausibly thrown together, but it's all part of the fun. But of course I would like that one, wouldn't I? What with me being a Nazi. Well, I must admit, Bella makes some compelling arguments. Sieg Heil!